Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is a new one for me. I thought that it would be kind of fun. I've been thinking about like brainstorming for next year, what we're going to be doing as far as like curriculum and different topics and things like that. And I figure so you guys are probably thinking the same thing. So I thought I'd share with you the different curriculums I've been looking at. Not necessarily what I've decided on because that could definitely change. But I'll tell you guys kind of what's standing out to me and show you a few things that I already have. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first I want to show you guys how I kind of am planning this, which I just did a video on my Vance planner. So if you want to see a deeper look into it, it's my last video. But she has a little future curriculum, which I showed you guys in there, and a considerations page. So I've been using those and I have it in different spots, like one for my oldest son, my second, and I guess my 1-year-old has one too, but that is like way future that if I've put anything in there. And then a family subjects one. So I'll start with the ones that I guess I really went through like every subject and thought about if it was still working for us. So first was language arts. We use The Good and the Beautiful, and it's going really well for, I have a first grader and a preschooler, but we start kindergarten work in preschool so that we can take 2 years kind of, since they're learning to read and I want to take my time with it. Anyway, my oldest son, my first grader, is like reading at like a 3rd grade level, I guess, and The Good and Beautiful has been great, but I'm kind of wondering if it's really enough still. So when we do our lessons, he kind of already knows like everything. He's not really learning when we go through it. So I've been brainstorming other things to use. So one thing that I have already is Fix It Grammar. This is IEW. So I'm looking at another one of their writing programs. I think it's called Heroes in the Bible, and he like reads a story about someone in the Bible and then answers questions about it, and I think writes a paragraph. So that is one thing that I'm debating. I'm sure we'll probably use this, but not often. This is the teacher's guide, so I still need to print out the student, but this is kind of what it looks like completed. So that's like the answer key. So you kind of get an idea for what it is. And it's that every day. So I don't think we do it too often. He does love editing things, so I think he would really enjoy it, but it would be a little bit overkill for us for him to do it every day because he is pretty young. So that is one. The other one is Brave Writer. And if you're familiar with it, they do have a few, or if you're not familiar with it, they have a few different kinds. So I will probably do Jot It Down for my youngest, and we don't have to do it all the time. One that I really love, this is also from Vance. It's called a Ruth Journal. She has different ones, but so they draw a picture up here and then write a story down here. So I'll probably use something like this with my youngest. And we will either do Jot It Down or we'll just do it for fun. I think from our mind, like, oh, what did we do yesterday? Or like, oh, what's something you would want to do? Okay, so maybe curriculum, maybe not for writing for him. Oh, and sorry, I would write it. So I guess that's narration. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it, even though I like all of that stuff. But anyway, there's that, and so there's Brave Writer has the Jot It Down, which I would use with my youngest, and then I can't remember the next level up. I know there's Quill, which I was looking at, but then they have a broader writing program, it's funky, that you can use with different ages. I will put the name of it if I think of it. And yeah, so that is another choice. And then the last, I believe, writing program, language arts edition-y thing, add to it, I was thinking, was Memoria Press has different like book studies. So I just ordered one that I'll put a picture of. It's like animal folk tales. I think it's for 2nd grade, but I previewed it and he's definitely ready for it. So we are actually going to do that one this year as like a tester to see if he does well with that and if it's helpful or not. I'm leaning towards the IEW one though, and what I'm probably gonna do, I'll post a final curriculum video in a few months, but what I'm probably gonna do, sorry my ears are plugged, is the IEW Bible studies for 2 or 3 weeks, and then switch and do a book study for 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, and go back and forth so he doesn't get bored of one or the other. And then we'll want to finish the book study in that time and then go back to Bible and then do a new book because they have a lot of different book studies. Okay, I think that's language arts. Check. Math, I kind of reviewed, we did Singapore Dimensions this year. I did use the teacher's guide, the home instructor's guide, not the teacher's guide, this year, and I don't know, I think I'm gonna go with the teacher's guide. This one's just like not exciting to me. It's not colorful. It didn't really, I don't like any of the games that it has in it. I think that I didn't know if it was kindergarten to first grade and that was the difference, but I did look at their preview of the teacher guide for 1A, which is what this is, and I would rather change some of the more fun games they have in the like the classroom guide, change them to be able to have just my kids do it, rather than this was all like use the number cards, it was all like the same stuff. It was all using printouts, and I like how the teacher's guide has like games and it's like interactive. So I was pretty much having to come up with my own stuff, I felt like, the whole time. So Singapore still, but probably the teacher's guide and not the home instructor's guide. Oh, and some of their extra books. Sorry, this is kind of a long video. I'm trying to speed through. They have like extra practice books on their site that I was looking at, and they look really good. So I'm gonna order those for this year. And so this next term we're also going to be doing the teacher's guide probably, and then next year also. So this is a little bit of next term and next year brainstorming. Okay, next, so I have it all like in here, which is so nice. Science, I went through a bunch of different sciences looking. So this year we used Beautiful Feet Science, their like younger one, the K through 3, and I used that with my 4 and 6-year-old. And I loved it. I wish they had another one. I wish they had it for every year, because it's been so fun. So we're definitely finishing that for this year and loving it. For next year, we're not going to repeat the exact same thing again. I just don't think it would be helpful. I'm going to do it again in a few years when my 1.5-year-old is 4. And then my boys might join in like for fun, along with whatever they're doing at the time. But then I also looked at Apologia Science, and that one looked like the experiments looked good. Didn't love the idea of a big textbook, even though like looks fun, because I already have Real Science for Kids, the not focus on the building blocks. I already have that whole set. And if you have watched previous videos, I mentioned I tried using it. It just didn't really work well for us to just like read from a textbook and then do it. We like living books more. So you might know where I'm going with this. And then I was also looking at, I know a lot of people use master books, but it's not really my favorite. I tried doing their math a long time ago, and it was just so slow to me, and I just didn't love it. But I did see their, gosh, what was it called? Science Starters. I saw some reviews on it on YouTube, and I was like, ooh, this looks really good. But then when I got to it, it says some things say 4th to 6th grade, some say 3rd to 6th. So my going to be 2nd grader, I think, would do it fine, but I want to do a family subject where my going to be kindergartner technically will be able to join in too. So what I'm probably going to do is Sonlight, which I don't know why I had a bad opinion of it. I think that when I very first started homeschooling, I thought that if you did Sonlight, it was kind of like classical conversations, is that what it's called? Where you have to go all in, you have to do all Sonlight, you have to do all their stuff, you have to like be a part of a Sonlight group and things like that. And it's not like that at all, so I don't know why I thought that. But it looks perfect for us. I think I'm gonna do level K, because I'm debating between K and A, kindergarten, and then A is kind of like grades 1 through 3, I think it says. Because I like looked at how many sciences they have, and my going to be second grader, even if he starts in level K, will still like not have, he'll still be able to go through all of them. And I don't want him to miss out what they're teaching in level K, because it's not nature science like we're doing this year. If their level K was nature science, then I would just start with first, but it's got like physics in there and things like that, which he's very interested in. So yeah, I don't want to skip that. So that is probably what I'm thinking. I'll try and insert a picture of what their whole shebang looks like. And after I order it, of course, I'll unbox it for you guys. If you don't know about Sonlight, it's similar to Beautiful Feet books. And so it has books that you're learning from, like, you know, regular picture books and things like that. And then a little bit of reading from their teacher's guide. And the experiment book it comes with looks really good, and all the reviews that I've seen say that the experiments are very easy to implement, and it comes with a box set for the experiment pieces, which is what I was looking for. Okay, next, we've got a few left. Social studies. This year we did Beautiful Feet geography, and it's new and I didn't like it. We did it, we finished it, US geography, and didn't like it. But since I love their science and I've heard great things about their Around the World with picture books, that's the one that we are going to do next year. Around the World with picture books 2. I did also look at Story of the World, and I'm still kind of debating maybe like using that as one of our read alouds, and not having any pressure on how quickly we go through it, because I kind of lean towards classical homeschooling, and I feel like I don't want to think back and be like, oh, I wish I would have started Story of the World if I wanted to do it later, although we can read through it pretty fast too. So that is probably what I'm going with. Did I think of anything else? I did go through like book studies, seeing like at Memoria and things like that, looking at different book studies, but since it's classical, they don't really have much for before 3rd grade. So Beautiful Feet, Around the World, and I think we're gonna do the second one. I did email them and they said you can start with first or second, it doesn't matter. It's just different countries. And I think the first one focuses on only a few really big countries, you know, like China, and China is like a huge thing of it. And I just didn't feel like focusing on one country. I want to kind of like jump around and do a lot of stuff. That sounds more interesting to me. Okay, yes, writing I talked about, grammar, what is the fix it? And okay, last part, art and enrichment. So I'm kind of doing, art is involved in both, but anyway, art, I will probably start doing this this school year. So it's 18 lessons you're meant to do. I think it's like one day every 2 weeks. And so I think I'm going to do the first set of lessons where you use watercolor crayons, and see how that goes for us this year, and then continue on with this next year. I didn't really have any other, if you want to see inside. And it does have art study with it too, which I didn't really realize. So it's like actual pictures too. I didn't realize it had that in it. So it makes me kind of like think about my next one, which I was pretty certain on. So enrichment or extracurriculars, whatever. I was looking at Memoria because I really like their setup. So they have art prints, and it goes along with this like teacher's guide, but it's like an enrichment guide, which has their read aloud set, which I might get that too, and like art prints, and so you can get them in little cards like to study, and then a poster, which I thought would be fun to put in their playroom, and a music study. So it looks really easy. It looks like it won't take long each time I do it, and what I'm thinking of doing is alternating Fridays. So one Friday we'll do this, and then the next Friday we'll just do the study. But since this has picture study in it, I don't know which I'll do. but I think that the art cards and stuff is a little bit more fun. So I'll probably do that. And I think my... Hi, Baba! Okay, I think my daughter is coming to join in while I say hi. Hold on. Cool. Okay. Junior, look.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. You're so cute. Okay, so I think that that is pretty much it. There's still some extra things, like, it sounds like a lot, but how I have it laid out, which I'll explain in another video, it's really not overwhelming at all. Just like doing them like on an AB schedule, and like Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, having like one thing to do on a Friday, and doing some things, you know, like every other week, I think, and having some stuff in the morning and some stuff in the middle of the day. And it's just kind of a routine. It doesn't feel like a lot, so I'm excited. And then we'll also we have a little Bible study too that I probably should have brought out, but that's not something I was brainstorming because I know we like it. And anyway, hopefully this was helpful. I will try to link some of the stuff below, but it kind of takes a long time. So if you have specific questions on stuff and don't know where to find something, leave a comment and I can help you. Do you like that? Yeah. Is that a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I will be back with some more videos soon, so subscribe so that you can see more. Is that a Baba?
Baba.
Yeah, is that a Baba too? Okay, thanks for watching, guys.